Thank you, Leader Neal. Next, I'd like to welcome the Speaker of the House, David Osborne. House Speaker David Osborne has served in the Kentucky House of Representatives since 2005 and as Speaker since 2019. He represents the 59th House District in Oldham County. Osborne is a recipient of multiple awards, including the Children's Alliance Champion for Children Award, Prevent Child Abuse Kentucky's Champions for Children Mary Ellen Award, the Outstanding Service Award from the Kentucky Association of Chiefs of Police, and multiple MVP awards from the Kentucky Chamber. Please welcome House Speaker David Osborne.
They got up for me, Gerald. Well, thank you, Renee. Before I begin, I do want to echo the comments of our governor. You won't hear me say that very often, but let me take this opportunity on behalf of the House Representatives to again extend our incredible appreciation to the snowplow drivers, the utility workers, EMS, police, the folks that braved the weather to keep the grocery stores and the gas stations and all of our other essential services open. Give them another round of applause, please. "233 years ago, a group of people met here in Lexington to convene the first regular session of the Kentucky General Assembly. 2 days ago, we convened the 159th, and the same principles that compelled those people 233 years ago stick with us today. In the 8 years since we become the majority, we passed legislation to take us to new heights in nearly every metric. We've cut the individual income tax by 1/3, reformed workers' compensation and unemployment insurance, modernized business and service taxes, and eliminated unnecessary and burdensome regulations. We've consistently delivered responsible budgets, focusing on our state's needs, not our wants. And we placed record amounts of money in our budget reserve trust fund. As a matter of fact, I think it's worth a little show and tell. Now, my members know that I hate props and we outlawed them on the House floor, but we're not on the House floor. And I also believe that PowerPoints are a crutch for a bad speaker, but we're not on the House floor and I can't tell jokes anymore. So I've actually got some graphics that I'm going to show you. And the reason I'm going to show them to you is because every time I show them to people, they are shocked that the facts don't line up with what they're being told by so-called experts. So maybe it's that I don't have time to do daily press conferences or willing media to be an accomplice. But anyway, let's take a look at the modern history of our budget reserve. Kyle, please show us that first slide. Keep in mind, this is after we spent nearly $3 billion in one-time expenditures and one-time investments in House Bill 1 last year. Never before has Kentucky been as prepared for tomorrow as we are today. And we don't call it the rainy day fund anymore. It exists to prepare us to take advantage of opportunities as well as prepare us for our challenges. We've accomplished this over the vetoes of 2 governors, the disbelief of the media, and the flat-out consternation of folks who think that the only way to success is through government programs. Earlier today, the House voted almost unanimously to approve a measure that will lower our income tax again to 3.5%. I say almost unanimously because 7 of our friends on the other side of the aisle voted against it, as opposed to giving tax relief to every single Kentuckian. Only 7, though. That's a big jump from a lot less than the ones that have voted against it for the last couple of years. Jason Nemus opined that perhaps they had seen the light. I would submit to you that they saw the same polling that made the governor be for it after he was against it. I said I was going cold turkey. I'm sorry. Anyway, Kyle, show that slide. Even before this tax cut we passed today, since 2018, we have left over $4 billion in the pockets and paychecks of hardworking Kentuckians. And we did this over the gloom and despair that some people pretending to be economists. These are the same people that look at this slide in horror. I got to tell you, I look at that slide and I celebrate, because I think it's something worth celebrating. And the fact of the matter is, this money is a powerful incentive. This money was never state money, never belonged to state government. This money is a powerful incentive to work in the state of Kentucky. And everyone in this room knows the challenges we face. We're going to continue our work to make state government more effective and efficient. Everyone in this room knows how important it is to evaluate the systems that we have in place. For far too long, government programs have been held sacred, when in fact many are outdated and we're unable to fulfill their purpose. We have a few things on our agenda when we return in February. Education will obviously continue to be a priority. Since becoming the majority, we've provided more funding in K-12 education than at any time in our state's history. Don't believe me? Here you go. Big slide, Kyle. And now keep in mind, this is not something we made up. Keep in mind, this is data from the Department of Education, and it is adjusted for inflation. I've shown this to every single education advocacy group that has come into my office, and I've yet to have one single one to say it's not accurate. There's an old saying, statistics don't lie, but statisticians do. I'm not going to call anybody a liar here tonight, but I'm telling you the people of Kentucky are not being told the truth. These are the same people that have not provided one single substantive, creative, thoughtful, intentional policy change to improve education. Because let's be clear, asking for more money is not big. Asking for more money is not bold. Asking for more money is just an ask. And it's not working. We've crafted policies aimed at improving teaching of reading and math, provided resources to attract and retain teachers, and worked to support local boards as they set policies. Our support increased even as schools have experienced unprecedented enrollment loss. Kyle, please. You're going to believe your eyes, you're going to believe the propaganda of a party that had 100 years to fix our problems. Despite record funding and countless policies aimed at improving education, more than half of our students do not read at grade level, and barely a third are proficient at math. If you need evidence, let's look at one last final slide. Kyle, let's see the math. This can't be our future workforce. Over the past several years, we prioritized initiatives to address our workforce shortages and participation. However, we know there's more to do. Those of you here tonight, as well as thousands of employers in every community of all sizes and in every area of Kentucky, identify our workforce challenges as their top priority. And we hear you. The path to sustainable growth begins with investing in our people. And we will look for ways to also address our housing shortage, because to borrow a phrase, homes are where jobs go at night. In closing, I want to thank you all for your leadership, your resilience, and your belief in the potential of our Commonwealth. As we continue to hear that there's enough credit to go around, we've heard it several times, and we're elected officials, for God's sake, everybody knows we love to cut ribbons and hand out big checks and shovel dirt and puff our chest out like we actually had something to do with what you all are building. But the group that never gets the credit they deserve are the men and women who take risk, who invest money, and leverage everything to build and grow businesses in Kentucky. The biggest hope, and my pledge to you, is that the aim of this majority is to get the hell out of your way. Let's continue to work together to build a stronger Kentucky for all Kentuckians. Thank you, and may Kentucky's best days always be in its future.